Here we go. It is Mystery Box Challenge Day. Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Shannon from TheDailyDIYer.com, and no, I don't usually ever get this dressed up, but today is my daughter's graduation party. She is my Western girl. We're having a whole Western vibe for the party, so I tried to match her vibes today. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get ready early and we're gonna open up this box that has been sitting in here for like 2 weeks now. It's been driving me crazy. It's all mystery items. I have no idea what's in here. We're gonna open it up together. So if you're new to the Mystery Box Challenge, honestly, I feel like I am new to this too. I've done it for a long time, but for 2024, the rules have changed, the challenges have changed. There's voting and prizes. It's a whole thing, so I'm not gonna go into too much depth about it, but I do wanna say thank you to Courtney over at Creative on the Cheap. She's the one who hosts the Mystery Box Challenge, and she does such a great job with it, but I might have to change my mind after opening this box because that is who my box is from, and she can be pretty ruthless. Something else that is new to me is that Courtney is now having co-hosts, and it's somebody that kind of creates a theme and picks some of the parameters of what we have to ship out in our boxes. So thank you to Kelly Barlow, who is the co-host this month. And I sent my box over to Whitney at Whiskey and Wit, and basically there is just a big collaboration of all of us fun YouTubers that get together, send each other boxes of mystery items, and then we have to craft with them. So there's more details, but enough about that. Let's dive into this box. Let's see what in the world Courtney sent me. All right, so right off the bat, it is colorful, which is hopefully a good sign. Oh, that's cute. Mason jar. Oh, I love that. Shannon, so happy to have you in another round of the Mystery Box Challenge. I really have no words. Good luck. You know I love you and that I have complete confidence that you will knock it out of the park. Love you lots. Courtney, we will see. And she's trying to butter me up with some Werthers. Ooh, 2 of them. Caramels. That's a good way to sweeten me up. All right, let's go. Okay, so one of the items had to be a farm animal. Oh my gosh, I just want to give this straight to Honey. She would love this. That might be an idea. Okay, we have a bowl, fabric green bowl. Okay, another item had to be a kitchen utensil. Here we go, potato masher. I love making homemade mashed potatoes, but I have to figure out something else with this. Another item had to be a garden tool. There's that. Oh, here's another, maybe this is another kitchen. Item number 3, her choice. Okay, so it's got a cow on it. A rolling pin. Number 6, galvanized, something had to be galvanized metal. Cute, a little house. I'm not doing this in order, sorry. Oh, how cute is this? She has her own wrapping paper. Creative on the Cheap wrapping paper. 2 challenge items. We're gonna save that here for just a second. Item number 4 had to be a wood item. There's that. That is doable. Item number 2, her choice. So like a shadow box style frame. Not too bad. Okay, so Courtney, we're good so far. Maybe. This should have probably been a challenge item. All right, now I have to rip open her cute wrapping paper. Oh, what? What in the absolute princess world? Oh, it better work. What do I do? What did I do wrong? Okay, well, we're gonna figure it out. It needs batteries, but snowflake princess wand? What? Courtney. I don't even know. Like, I have Christmas in July coming up, but I gotta DIY this right now. I don't know. You guys tell me, what in the world would you do with this. Before you see my DIY, what in the world would you do with this? Do you have ideas? Tell me your creative ideas. Leave them in the comments below. All right, and this is the craziest thing. We had to send dirt, you guys. And I got very creative with Whitney's dirt. So you wanna go watch her video next and see what I sent her in her box and her dirt that I sent. But literally everybody had to send dirt. And this is my dirt from Courtney. I'm scared of this. Okay. Courtney and I, we are on the same wavelength here. Okay, I love you. I love you, Courtney. Yeah, I totally see where she was going with this. Have you guys seen the like dirt cakes where you put the gummy worms in there, like for kids and stuff? You can make dirt out of Oreos, edible dirt. And so I get to get creative with some Oreos. I'm so excited about this. So this is gonna be an incredibly weird video. So luckily I have a little bit of time to decide what in the world I'm gonna make with all these things, but you guys don't have to wait. So let's get right into the crafting. To make this challenge even more interesting, we also had to make sure we had jute or burlap in every single one of our projects too. I know, right? It's so involved, but we're gonna go with jute for all the projects that I'm gonna show you today. This is my favorite. I'll link it down below for you. Under $4 from Walmart. It's the good thick stuff, 4-ply jute. That's what you want for your projects. So we're gonna start off with our potato masher from the mystery box, and also this glass, drinking glass from Dollar Tree. You can use any vase, and I'm also gonna suggest grabbing these $5 tin snips from the hardware section at Walmart. It's gonna save you from destroying your nice scissors, and it also cuts through thin metal like the potato masher. So we're gonna cut the handle off this. We're just gonna use the great part of this kitchen tool. All right, so now that we have the handle off, we're actually going to use this on top of our drinking glass or vase as a frog. Have you ever heard of that before? It's so cool. It just acts as a little separator for your florals. And I wish I would have done this for my daughter's graduation party because it would have just been so much easier and made our arrangements look nicer. But obviously I had one potato masher here for this project. You can just leave it and just stick it on there so you can take it off and on, or I went the extra step here, added some E6000 and some hot glue to permanently attach this onto the vase. It looks a little messy at the top from all that glue, but no problem because remember, we have to use that jute on all these projects. So we're going to use some hot glue and just wrap a few layers of that around the bottom and on the top, repeating that, and then leaving some of the middle open so we can see some of that pretty ribbing of the glass vase. Ideally, you'd go to your sink and you would fill your vase up with water that way. I don't have a sink in the she shed, so we just kind of went with it here, but it's water. It cleans up really easily. Fill your vase with some water and then get to arranging your flowers. You want to pick off any of the loose leaves at the bottom and make sure you have enough room that you can then stick your stem down into the water, and that potato masher is going to help hold up those flowers upright and make for a really beautiful arrangement. All right, so in comes my absolute favorite thing to craft with, mason jars. I have 2 of them for this next project. We're going to remove the lids and then take them apart so we can hot glue the rim to the actual lid part, just like this, so they stay together. Repeat that for the second mason jar. Now I have to show you my really cool, awesome new crafting tool that I just added to my stash. It is this little baby miter saw. And if you don't have a workshop, you don't want to spend a lot of money on a saw, this is a great way to get started. If you have thicker wood that you want to cut, but your scissors aren't going to do it, your tin snips aren't going to do it, your miter shears aren't going to do it, this guy will. So in this case, we're grabbing out that wood rolling pin from the mystery box, and I'm going to use this tool to cut the handles off. I love this little machine because there's literally two buttons. There's an on and off switch, and then there's a little red button at the top at the handle, which is your safety. So this is not going to come down on you unless you have that pressed. You just press it, and you'll have to go up and down a little bit, back and forth on the handle to get it to go all the way through that thicker wood, and it pops right off. Let me show you this from another angle. All right, so here I have one side cut off. We're going to cut the other side off now. So you just kind of set it in that little groove. You're going to turn the on switch on, press the safety, and then you're going to just press down on the handle. And obviously that little saw is going to cut through the wood for us. The cool thing is this will also cut angles too. So again, this is an awesome tool. Obviously be careful, wear some safety glasses when you're working with power tools. And I will definitely have this link down below for you. I am loving it. So cool, right? All right, so now that we have those handles cut off of the rolling pin, we're going to use our hot glue and glue those handles onto the center tops of our mason jar lids, just like this on both of them. And we just added handles to our mason jar lids. Gives them a little bit of fanciness, but remember we have to use that jute in our projects today, so we're gonna use it to decorate that lid up. So again, just using some hot glue and wrapping the entire lid with that jute. We're gonna start at the bottom of the lid and work our way up onto the top. All right, so I went ahead and stopped wrapping once I got to the handle, but if you wanted to, you could totally keep wrapping all the way up that handle and have a cohesive look, but I really liked the look of the unfinished wood on these lids. So we just elevated our mason jars and gave them a little bit more of a high-end look, or more of a rustic look in this case with that jute. Really pretty, added to my kitchen with some baking ingredients in there, but these would be great to put all kinds of different things in, from jewelry, makeup, pens, markers, things like that. Add it to your craft stash, your crafting supplies. Get creative with this idea. And keep watching, we will get there. We're gonna get to this crazy princess wand project in just a minute, but first let's work on this basket. So to me it looked like jute already actually, but it is obviously green. So I found this awesome spray paint on a TikTok that I watched. It's called Down to Earth. Got it from Walmart, link it down below for you. And we are gonna take that to this basket, and it's gonna give it more of a jute look. Definitely wasn't a fan of the green, so I used 3 coats of the spray paint on the bottom side and then flipped it over and did 3 more coats of it on the inside. All right, so this color is much more my vibe. We're gonna turn this into a hanging basket with our jute. And in this case, we're actually gonna be using some 2-ply jute. And the reason we're gonna do that is we're gonna need a yarn needle, because we're gonna feed some of this through that basket, and the 2-ply is gonna go through the eye hole of our needle a lot easier than 4-ply. This is another Walmart find that I'll link down below for you. So we're just gonna take that jute, we're gonna go from the outside to the inside of the basket with that needle and come back from the inside to the outside, kind of creating a loop, and then pulling that loop through and tight, and then cutting off the excess, making sure the tails are the same length, and then evening everything up by pulling it tight on the basket. We're going to repeat this process 2 more times, and we're actually going to kind of break the basket up into thirds, and we're going to put them evenly spaced out, so you'll have 1 string at the top and then 2 coming out sort of on the sides. And we're going to dress this up just a little bit more using some 1-inch size wood beads. I get these on Amazon, super duper cheap. I like these because they have a good sized hole in them, so you can take your jute and feed it through the beads pretty easily. You just gather those 2 ends together, push them through, and pull them out on the other side. I ended up adding 2 beads to each one of those strings. Now we are going to gather all of those tails together at the top, kind of leave some length below it, tie a good knot, and then leave a little bit of a length in between that and a second knot that you're going to tie towards the top. Cut off any excess, and then we've just kind of created a little loop there at the top for us now to be able to hang this basket from. And then you just add your plants or your faux plants to this. This is an IKEA plant, so it's a faux plant. I really liked that it kind of spills over the edge, gives it more length, gives it a little bit more life. So really pretty on inside and also really pretty for the outdoors too. Yep, still with this face. I still had no idea what the heck I was going to do with this thing. So we're going to move on to my next project, which is my absolute favorite one of all, using the Oreos, or quote unquote dirt, mixed with some marshmallows to create Schmorios. I don't know if it's a thing or not, but I am making it a thing, and I think it's something everybody needs to try. And you don't even have to leave your craft room, because we're going to use our heat gun, and mine's a little bit different and special in that it has little legs on it, so you don't have to hold it up. It kind of holds itself up. And we're going to take a barbecue skewer, put our marshmallow onto the skewer, get our little mini Oreo ready, and we are going to toast our marshmallow on our heat gun. So this heat gun actually has 2 settings on it, a low and a high. So I have it set on high. Another awesome item you should definitely add to your craft stash if you haven't yet. I will link it down below for you. It takes a few minutes, but it absolutely works. It will toast your marshmallows for you. You want them nice and melty and gooey. And when you get to that point, go ahead and take your mini Oreo, stick it right down in the middle of your marshmallow, and it gets nice and combined. Take it off and enjoy. So I definitely broke the rules here, and I did not use jute in this project. You probably could if you made like a s'mores tray or something with all the ingredients, but honestly, I was just so thrilled with getting a snack during my crafting session that I really didn't care. So thank you again, Courtney, for sending the mini Oreos. Best item in the whole box. Get yourself some mini Oreos, some marshmallows, a heat gun, and try this one out. I honestly think this pig scared me more than the princess wand. I'm not a big fan of fabric crafts, and I was terrified because I knew I was going to have to decapitate this poor little guy, so we just went for it. Sorry, little pig. I am so sorry. Oh, that is just not okay. And then the rest of it just looked really, really sad. But we're going to cut this all apart. I figured, you know what? We can use this pink fabric to make something. And the best I could come up with was to make some real rustic-y looking flowers or roses. And this is honestly a terrible tutorial because my hands are out of the picture half the time. So I'm not doing a great job of showing you how this works, but I just rolled it up so I had a little circle and loop in the middle, and then twisted the fabric onto itself all the way around, which kind of created the petals of the flower. And then when I got to the very end, added some hot glue so it would stay. So I got these little mini roses, and we're gonna turn these into some cute little push pins. All right, so I did that with all 4 pieces of this fabric, and of course I needed to add that jute in there, so I decided to add a little piece to the middle of them, and it looked awful, so I took that out and decided to use the jute as petals instead. So I just made some little loops and hot glued them onto the back of the flowers, and then grabbed those push pins and hot glued those onto the back too. So you don't see my office often, but I have 2 of these push pin boards in there with some of my favorite things that make me happy and smile, my family, some travel, and look right here. Aw, it's Courtney and Jennifer who are also part of this collaboration today. So just something else I'll leave on my board to remember this mystery box challenge. All right, so the moment you've all been waiting for, this stinking princess wand. I took the back off, realized it just didn't have batteries in it, so I replaced the batteries and then had to let you see what it looked and sounded like. All right, so I actually really loved the light effect of this, but it did not stop with the like chiming. So I really wanted to make like an outdoor garden item with it, but unfortunately with the sound, it was just not gonna happen. So plan B, the bottom of the wand had a really cool, what looked like a knob to me on it. So out came the miter saw and my tin snips to cut this thing apart. And we're gonna take this outside and spray paint it. So instead of pink, we're gonna turn it black. So it's gonna look more metal versus plastic. We're gonna eventually attach that knob onto this wood circle plaque that I got from Hobby Lobby, but you can find these at Dollar Tree now, go figure. So I just drilled a small hole right in the center there, and then took some brown paint, painted this brown so that it would have more of a wood stain look. We want this to hang, so I'm going to add a picture hanger to the back. I love these because they have little sawtooth grabber things on them. So you just center them where you want them and then take your hammer and hammer them down. And that's all you have to do to attach these. I will link them down below for you. Such a great Amazon find. And then we are going to start adding our knob onto this plaque. So after it's spray painted, looking better, right? We're going to use some of that E6000 and hot glue combination and center the knob over that hole we drilled earlier. I had a little trouble here. We're gonna screw a wood screw from the back into that knob, but it just pushed the knob right off. So I screwed the screw all the way onto the wood and then twisted the knob on, which kind of made it messy with all of that glue. So luckily we have to use jute in these projects. So I grabbed that out and we're gonna hot glue that around the knob itself, and I couldn't leave well enough alone. So we're also gonna add some decorative jute around the outside edge too. All right, so we went from princess wand to more decorative hook that you can add to your wall in your entryway, and add things like hats, scarves. If you have the wrist things for your keys, you could hang your keys up there. So I think this was a pretty good flip. What do you think? We're not done yet. We still have some items in our box, and we're gonna combine these 2 items, including our garden tool and the shadow box style frame, and we are going to make a little much cuter hook. So that's the best I can come up with this, which it actually turns out really cute. So keep watching. We're gonna put this garden tool on the back side, mark the bottom so that we can then take our tin snips and snip that bottom out to make room for the hooks. So here's our little hole in the bottom. So now our rake will sit in there more flush. And then we are going to do some more marking. So this is where the jute is going to come into play. We're going to use that to attach this rake and hold it into place for us. So I marked 2 dots at the top and 2 towards the bottom. And then before we drill those holes out, you need to flip this over to the front side because there's a decorative kind of raised piece on the front. We just want to pop that out. And then you can take a drill and drill the holes if you want, or this is just really thick cardboard. So if you have an awl, you can just puncture those holes with that and kind of twist it a little bit to make the holes bigger. And to make it a little bit different in design, I grabbed some peel and stick wallpaper from Dollar Tree, cut it to fit the front, peeled off the paper backing, stuck it into place, and then took that owl and went through the holes again. And then we're going to come in with our jute. Here is what is going to hold that rake for us. So we're going to take the jute, go from the back side to the front, and then from the front to the back again, and pull out enough length so we can tie some knots here in the future, and then do the same thing to the top 2 holes. Now, time to add that rake. We're going to use some E6000 and some hot glue here. That's going to help hold it down into place along with that jute. So lay the rake into the back of the frame and tie a few knots with your jute. Next, we're going to flip this sign over to the front side, and I found this really cute farmer's market sign at Dollar Tree. It had some weird leaves hanging off the bottom, so we're going to take all of that off. And I don't know about you, but I am totally obsessed with farmer's markets. During the spring, summer, and fall months, we actually go to about 3 different ones here, and oh my gosh, you just don't get any better. Fruit, produce, plants, oh my gosh, all the different things, the meat that you can get at farmers markets. So we try to hit those at least once a week, if not twice a week around here. So in love with farmers markets. And now we have a cute little place to hang in the kitchen. I have these cute bags from IKEA that we keep produce in, things like potatoes and onions. And now we have a cute little place to hang them up. This project is so easy and a great way to create a personalized decor piece for your home or for a gift. Also at Dollar Tree, I picked up some of these rub-on decals. So they're not like stickers. You don't peel them off and stick them on. You actually rub them on. So you go through and cut out all the different letters that you need, peel off the backing, place them where you want them, and when you're happy with it, I just took a popsicle stick and rubbed it on, and it's going to transfer the design onto the metal. Also, don't forget to remove the plastic coating that is on the top. We're going to add a house number underneath. So I'm just using a regular thin, fine Sharpie marker to give me guidelines of where I want my jute, because we have to add some jute on here, right? So we're going to use that as the decorative element here, using some hot glue to trace out the Sharpie markers, marks that I created. And I'm sure you guys probably could do a better job of this than I did. It was a little sloppy, a little messy, but I mean, we're going for that rustic look, right? This whole farmhouse theme going on in this mystery box challenge. Super cute, easy way to create custom decor without having big fancy machines. All right, so now that you have seen all the projects, let me know which one was your favorite down in the comments below. And then I have a couple things I want to ask for you to do. The first thing is there will be a playlist link down in the description box. Click that. It'll take you through everybody's projects and mystery box unboxing projects, challenge items that are going to be different for everybody. And the biggest thing I want to ask you to do is then also click the link that I'll also have down below once you get through all those videos, because you can actually go over and vote for your favorites. And then Courtney over at Creative on the Cheap will actually have a award ceremony video that she will post once she calculates all of those votes. So crossing my fingers, I hope I win. I hope I win something. I hope so. So you guys make sure to watch all those videos, go and vote, have some fun, get some creativity and inspiration from all these awesome DIYers. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next one. Have a creative day.